Well, we are all asking ourselves what it means, the multilateral recent negotiations in Egypt in COP27 for the European policy and the implementation of the European Green Deal. I mean, this COP has been a COP in Africa, which basically was to push also for another aspect of the climate change, which is mitigation, that not only mitigation, but also adaptation, which is fundamental for less developing countries, which Africa has many of them. There was a strong movement on that area, on adaptation. It was agreed to create this fund for loss and damages, which has been a reivindication of the less developing countries and the countries which are very vulnerable to climate change for many years. So it's been a huge advance. There has been also advances on other aspects of adaptation, but we were not advancing enough on mitigation. We were hoping that the Glasgow push was going to be continued and more ambition should be presented in the table on mitigation globally, but this didn't happen. It were large expectations on being able to grasp text in the cover decision on phasing out of the fossil fuels. And although there were 80 oil producers saying that they were ready to do so, unfortunately, there were some big countries that refused to introduce this in the text, which was somehow something that decaffeinated the potential results on this COP. This doesn't mean that the Europeans and the member states of the European Union should not continue to push for more and more ambition on the mitigation side and fulfill their targets and even increase their targets in the near future. Indeed, it's becoming more and more important to give these signals globally. So we hope that this is going to be our mantra for the next years, to show to the world that mitigation is a key, although obviously we will have to also attend adaptation as a fundamental aspect in the future, while cooperating with countries that are more vulnerable and providing them for support to also cope with the impacts of climate change that obviously Europe will have to cope to